Hi everyone. Welcome to my little corner where there's no wrong way to play with paper. I hope you're having a blessed day. I truly do. We are going to do another scraps to embellishment video where I take my scraps and I make embellishments with them. And boy, did I use scraps, and I use the smallest of scraps. So this is a fun theme. The theme this week is Victory Garden. And if you know what I'm talking about because you're a subscriber, then you understand. But for those of you that are new, I swap embellishments with my scrappy friends over on Ginger's Corner, and I am doing this hop all year long with some of my YouTube content creator friends who are taking the theme and making it how they would do it. So lots of inspiration. You can click one link and see everyone's different take on it. Some people do it every week like me, like Terry and Carolyn and Mel, and other people do it when it's a theme that fits their style. Both is okay. Sometimes MK will join us, or my friend Dawn will join us, and I could just keep going. I know I'm forgetting lots of people. So I created the playlist so you could just click in one spot and you don't have to search everyone. But if you want to, their individual links are in the description as well as Ginger's Corner Facebook group link. Come join us and swap with us. We have swaps in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, Canada, and of course the United States. You do not have to pay international shipping for mini swaps because your captain is in your neck of the woods. So they're in your part of the world. Now the main swap is international, but we work around that. We find ways to make it work. Technology is amazing, right? So definitely come join us. You don't have to swap embellishments to be part of Ginger's Corner. Just be inspired. Honestly, you'll find lots and lots of inspiration over there because I have some amazing friends. I love all of you to pieces. So this week, Victory Garden, this was my theme. I do pick a theme now and then, but not very often. You guys, if you watch me, you know I love gardening. I love being outside. And I was super excited to get in the garden this year. Now, I live in the desert. I live in West Texas, so I get to grow a lot of the year. There's only a couple months. July gets a little bit hot. August, but still, I can grow tons of peppers. If you follow me on actual Facebook, we're Facebook friends, you see my peppers. But the only other month I don't grow is January because we do have a couple cold freezes that even then I have Brussels sprouts growing. I had celery growing all the way through Christmas, y'all. And let's see, what else do I usually, sometimes cabbage will make it, sometimes it won't. It depends on the freeze. But I'm still learning. This is year 3 for me and I can't wait to get in the garden. So I wanted to do something to celebrate that, and I have lots of gardening layouts. And so Victory Garden, because growing in the desert, it's a victory. I'm telling you, you gotta learn, and it is a process. You know, I lived in Montana for years. I'm just gabbing now, sorry. I lived in Montana for years, and definitely it is different growing here. But the growing season is longer, and the yield is longer lasting than up in Montana because I only got like 3 months of growing up there. My mom came to visit and she was just tickled pink that I already had celery and lettuce and radishes and I had carrots growing because, you know, she's barely starting her greenhouse right now up in Montana. They had snow while they were here. They had to delay going home, on the way here, and they're afraid they're going to have to delay going home because there are storms both ways. I mean, that's a jaunt from Montana all the way down to Texas, then all the way back up. It's 20 some plus hours. So lots and lots of fun. Mom, if you're watching this, I had a great time with you. I love you. I hope, well, I know you're going to make it home okay. All right, so let's just get into it. I made a potting shed. Speaking of greenhouses, all that rambling was for a reason. So look how cute it looks. And I did do this. This is a Temu die. Not going to lie, I could not do this for a main swap. I could not do it because there are lots of parts. If this is available, I will link it in the description. 99% of the time, by the time I show you guys the dies I've bought, they're not available. But when I do my Temu hauls, usually those are available at that time. So make sure that you watch for those because that's when I have the list and it's all in there. I'll still put a Temu link in there so that you can go shop on Temu. I put gardening dye and this came up like, I do not understand the wreath. I'm not going to lie. I do not understand the wreath. And I bought this around Christmas time and I left the wreath off because it doesn't make sense to me. But It says potting shed and lots of fun. So we're going to put one together. I'm going to stop yakety yakking and actually do something, right? I've inked most of the pieces and I use scraps. That's why they're all different. I made 20 of these, folks. I used a lot of scraps, like I really did, because I usually end up filling teams. Believe it or not, 90% of the time I don't even get swaps back because that's just how it works. But I did make 20, so if I can do it, you can do it. Let's put one together. These dies, I will tell you too, I've learned, and I've shared this before, the cheaper dies are amazing. I have them. You guys have seen me use them. The little bit more expensive dies are worth it. This one is in the almost too small range for me. Some of these pieces, I mean, I had to put this together. Let's see if I can do this without dropping them. Look how tiny these are, y'all. Look how tiny those are. And yes, that's 2 pieces. The shovel was one piece, the handle was another. Yeah, and I've already put it together for this because we'll be here for 10 days, especially if I keep talking, right? So first things first, I'm going to put my potted plant together. There is a rhyme and reason to doing this. I'm trying to use up this last little bit in my Scotch tacky glue here. There is a rhyme and a way to put these together. At least I have found that. Now, some people might not struggle with that, but I do. And this is just how I started doing it. I always put a trial one together. In fact, I should have left it out. The sign was a little crooked. Oh my gosh. It's the Southern coming in me again, I'm telling you. I was born in Dallas, y'all. Doesn't matter how long I lived up north, it's coming back. Then we're going to put the little pot on. But I always make one as an example, and I learned the best way to put it together, to give myself time, especially when you're batch scrapbooking, same way. Definitely put one, see if you like it. What would you change? What should you do different? Oh, maybe I should have put this piece on first, that kind of thing. Trial and error it. You're just using your scraps anyway, right? They just end up in the trash. So I have a piece of yellow. That's what I've backed all the windows are. And I'm going to put the window on here. And we will give it some time to dry. And then we'll come back and cut it out. See? There's an order. There is. All right. So next we need to put the roof on. Now in the photo, this die here, I need to show you this. So this, stay, bad glue. So they had a green roof. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I love, it's basically the awning trim of the house, right? Yeah, it's one die, which, okay. But because I made so many, I will tell you, if I was just making 1 or 2, I would have die cut it twice. Once in brown, once in green, or whatever color you wanted your door and your trim. Yeah, I wasn't doing that. They all just ended up brown. That would have been 40 cuts instead of 20. Nope. I didn't have time for that, but I would normally probably have done that. I think it would look nicer. Instead, what I did is, I don't know if you can tell, probably not, but I did take my marker and I went over part of it. So it looks like it's highlighted. And I did ink it. When it all gets together, there is a difference. I've showed you guys that before. It looks like when you're inking it, see if you look really closely, maybe you can see it. Maybe if I put it against white. There we go. Maybe that shows up better. I don't know. I can't see. When I edit it, we'll find out. All right. So, it does make a difference and it does give dimension. You know, our mini swaps, they have to be flat. So layers of paper is the way to go. 100% layers of paper is the way to go. And using our markers and things are the way we're going to give it some, faux dimension. Is that the way, you know, fake dimension? That's a big word for me. All right, so next we want to put the door. What's it called, Ginger? What's it called? And go just like this. And I'm going to show you what the difference is. Okay, now I purposely did not do this on these, but look at the difference between here and here. Can you see the difference in the door? I took my marker and I highlighted the embossed lines on the door. I didn't on these. And see the difference? I think there's a huge difference. So next we need to take our markers. I like my tri-blend. Y'all know me and my tri-blend. And I'm going to go with the dark. This is the Alpine Green. And I'm just going to follow the lines that are already there. You could use any marker. Doesn't have to be perfect, because believe it or not, we're just going to cover it up with the Z. Okay, next we're going to put our cross bars, for lack of knowing what these actually are. I don't know, the barn door parts. That's what it looks like to me anyway. And we're going to glue that down. Okay, well, nope, maybe we're not. It's like, no, I don't want to go out there. You can't make me. Well, believe it, I did. I'm going to. I'm over here manhandling paper. Okay, and then we have to put our little potting shed sign on. That's next. Okay, just like so. Then I'm going to give this just a moment to dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to put my little watering can on. Now be mindful, a lot of these pieces hang over, right? So don't be putting glue over here. You're going to have a mess. Pay attention to which side. I'm talking to myself. That's what YouTube is. You know, I recently caught up on Jeannie Linguini's videos, and she said that. She goes, I'm just over here talking to myself. Yeah, that is what we do as YouTubers. We talk to ourselves. And I'm going to do the same thing with the pot over here. Be mindful that this side is hanging off, okay? And we're going to go just like so. Now, at this point, it should be dry enough that I can take just a Sharpie or a fine tip pen, whatever you like. I like to use the fine tip Sharpies from Dollar Tree. And we're going to make this sign come to life. That's what we're doing. So it's already embossed on there. I don't know if it's showing up, but you can see potting shed right across there. When I take my marker to it, it just comes alive and we can actually read it. Now, it's a potting shed, y'all. Do not worry about your penmanship. Yes, you are following the embossed parts, but sometimes it's hard to see them. So don't feel like it's going on your layout. Your family's going to love it no matter what, right? It gives it a homemade touch. So don't stress about it. I'm telling myself that again, as much as I tell you, because as I'm writing, I'm sitting here thinking, these people think I'm crazy for talking to myself. And they gotta look at my handwriting going, this lady, she can't talk and she can't write. Okay, so next we're gonna hang our tools on the shed, which I wish I had a little shed like this. I've been trying to convince my husband that I need one, a she shed. I think he's afraid I'll move all my scrapbooking stuff into it. Make him build me another one. Now we're gonna let those dry for a minute before we put the little dots, like they're hanging on nails or something. And while that's drying, then we're going to, these are hanging herbs, flowers. I'm seeing them as herbs because they're just green. That's how they had them there in the photo, so that's how I'm doing them. Okay, and we're going to flip this over because it's backwards and stick it right on there. I assembled this first and then I put it on my shed. Found that that worked best. Are you guys enjoying Temu? I know I've gotten lots of messages lately. Now be mindful, this hangs off on this too, so we just want to do this little edge. I think, and this is just my 2 cents, for those of you that have been with me for a long time, if you're new, welcome by the way, tell me, I think Temu has changed our swaps. I think we get much more detailed embellishments in our swaps now because it's affordable, right? And y'all, I don't get no money from Temu, so I'm not just saying that. And I know a lot of people have an issue with Temu and that it comes from a foreign country. And I do respect that and understand it. It's the world we live in. Sorry, but it is. So, but you have to do what's best for you. There's, just like there's no wrong way to play with paper, there's no wrong way to shop. You earned your money. By golly, you should spend it wherever you like. I truly do believe that. Okay, so here we go. Cutting out my window. I ever told you guys a story about my window and how I used to talk when I was a kid? Now I'm going to ink this while I tell this story. So, moved to Montana, I was 17. This is going to be the longest embellishment video in a long time. Usually they're like 5 minutes. This is a detailed embellishment though. Come on. So, went to Montana. I might have told this story before, but hey, that's what old people do, right? I'm old. So, I went to gym class and we were playing softball and I was out in the outfield with another gal, a kiddo. I mean, I was a junior in high school and this kid hit the ball. And I have never been shy. I know you're shocked, but talking to new people has never been an issue for me. But I said, he hit the ball and it went way out in the outfield and I said, holy cow, y'all, look off yonder. He hit the ball and almost went through that window over there. They all, 3 of them, just stopped and stared at me. Yeah, that's what happens when you grow up in Oklahoma. I was born in Dallas, but I grew up as an Okie. Yeah, I did not talk for a while. I was mortified. Holy cow, y'all. I mean, I went from Oklahoma, Claremore, Oklahoma. Well, technically I lived in Roth, but people don't really know where that is. Some people might, but, and to Billings, Montana, and let me tell you, they did not know what winder, y'all, yonder, and holy cow meant. Oh, there we go. So my embellishment is done. Y'all, I'm editing this in. I forgot to put the flowers on. Okay. See, that's what happens when I tell stories. Okay, so these are 3mm flat back gems. I just got done saying a little bit earlier how they have to be flat, and they do. So these are so tiny, they're okay for mini swaps. I have them in the Amazon link, but you can look them up on Amazon, 3mm flat back gems. And they come in solids, they come in lots of different colors, but we need to put some flowers on these little stems. I done went and forgot. So, now in the photo, they did them all the same. I just used whatever scraps I had. So whatever scraps I had is what color we got going on over here. Oops, that one didn't stick very well. And then we're going to put gems on them. Let's use this pretty bright yellow one. I like that one. That one's gorgeous. Okay. And we're going to put the centers, some 3mm. I'm going to cut this in somewhere. So if y'all are done laughing at me, I'm laughing at myself over here even. Wouldn't be a ginger video if there wasn't something going on. Oh goodness. Okay. Got a couple of these. Let's see. I got one up here on the lid. They get a little clingy sometimes, but that's okay. We don't mind. There we go. Now it's really done. All right, I'm going to cut back to the other part. My story is done. You're probably like, hallelujah. Come and join us. I hope you're inspired. I'll put close-ups at the end. Check out everyone else. Let them know that you appreciate them sharing their talents and their ideas and inspiring you. It really does help YouTube content creators when they get those comments. I know it helps me, and I want to encourage you to do that for everyone else. Come play with us. We have lots of fun. Be blessed, and I will see you next week. Bye.